Alright, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Buenas noches. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. How's everyone doing? I'm Daniel Pineda.
I'm Richard Corris.
My name's Adele Quo.
And we have a great news program for today. We have our news stories, Adele, and
It's Easy Being Green.
We can't forget CBB. Then a great report on Where ART Thou party, seniors, and then Miriam Gennari and her guests. But first, a social media reminder for today. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And you guessed it, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also the radio WERA.
Hi. If it seems like the weather has been unusually warm lately, that's because it has. The low temperature at Reagan National Airport on October 9th was 74 degrees, 2 degrees warmer than any low temperature previously recorded for the area. The high temperatures, running in the low to mid 80s, will have ended by broadcast time, but the area has been well above average for the beginning of October. Daniel.
Well, speaking of records, the enrollment at Arlington Public Schools for the upcoming school year has been recorded at 29,926 students. That's even more than the previous peak enrollment at the height of the baby boom generation in 1963. Apart from the understandable result of boomers having had children who have now had children of their own, there has been an increase in the amount of housing available in the county so that more families can relocate here. Richard.
The next record may surprise you. It seems that over 1 million books and other printed materials were checked out at Arlington Public Schools last year. That's the first time that the number of checkouts has exceeded the 1 million mark. That's quite extraordinary in this age of the internet. Let's just hope that all the books got returned. Daniel.
Good one, Richard. Well, on the subject of records, there will be a special event on Friday, that's October the 20th at 6 p.m., a performance called Quartet Uncorked. It's a combination of wine tasting and music played by the Arlington Philharmonic String Quartet in residence. It will feature the works of Puccini, Ravel, and Torrini, along with the wine from Italy, Spain, and France. It will take place in the Bennett Park Atrium that's located at 1601 Clarendon Boulevard in Roslyn. And the admission is $15. You can purchase tickets at the door or reserve them at this website, squareup.com/store/Arlington-Philharmonic/. It is not known whether or not the performance will be preserved on that website, so that bit from the records was just something of a head writer put in here for fun. And now we're going to go on to our next report, Adele, and It's Easy Being Green.
A little more excitement for Easy Being Green. No, I'm
We're always
kidding.
excited, Adele.
Oh, good. Well, you should be, because we're back. It's time for another It's Easy Being Green with Joe Treefrog and myself, Adele Quo. It's also time for our Fall Mystery Tree of the Month. If you're seeing dramatic red foliage, you probably recognize it's our maple. And if you're really good, you can probably tell the difference from a native maple and the difference between the non-native maples. But Joe Treefrog would like you to ID a couple other top native trees that you can plant in your yard beyond the common red maple. They also provide spectacular displays of fall leaf color in Arlington. Mystery tree number 1 for brilliant fall color is certainly underused, maybe because it's a slow grower and we all like instant gratification. But it's a beautiful small to medium-sized ornamental tree, useful as a flowering specimen that provides year-round interest for our residential yards, patios, shade gardens, or open woodland areas. It typically grows 20 to 25 feet tall with a straight, slender trunk. This mystery tree really shines in summer and fall. Midsummer, from late June to August, long drooping clusters of fragrant, creamy white lily-of-the-valley-like flowers dangle gracefully like delicately curving ladies' fingers. Therefore, another common name is angel fingers. In fall, the leaves turn intensely beautiful shades of brilliant crimson, purplish red, and sometimes gold. Also, in September to October, the fingers of white flowers become clusters of creamy fruits, attractive against the colorful fall foliage. Nectar from the bell-shaped flowers are favorites of our honeybees. And the honey from this mystery tree is prized by connoisseurs and honey purists worldwide. So grow it for fragrant flowers, colorful fall foliage. Most certainly grow it for the honeybees. Now on to mystery tree number 2. It was a toss-up, but Joe Tree Frog selected a native tree that should be used in our landscapes more often. You need room for this mystery tree. It has a very uniform shape and can grow as large and stately as an oak. While the flowers are not particularly showy, the bees will be appreciative of the presence of this tree, as they are an excellent nectar source for them. Described as one of the best native trees for fall color, the fall foliage displays hues of yellow, orange, bright red, and purple. Dark blue fruit attracts the birds. The female trees do need a male pollinator to set fruit. And in winter, the distinctive bark, which resembles an alligator hide, adds visual and textual interest. You can submit your mystery tree ID to adelk.easybeingreen@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing your IDs, and remember, it's Easy Being Green, planting our fall mystery trees of the month.
And that's very exciting. I know Craig will be here soon, and I'm sure he'll guess at least one of them.
Hopefully
right?
he's watching wherever he is, and he can send in his guesses.
And you're getting great responses so far in these
Still
mystery.
hearing from people, yeah.
Awesome.
People really respond well to this.
And where can people go again?
Oh yes, adelk.easybeingreen@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adele, for that report. And now we go on to our next part of the newscast, CBB. Take it away, Rich.
On Thursday, October 29th, you can come and view the top 4 design concepts for the new Long Bridge Park Aquatic and Fitness Center and park expansion. This is your chance to watch the presentations, ask questions, and let folks know what you think. The event is free, the parking is free, and the refreshments are free. So, what have you got to lose? Just come on down to 2011 Crystal Drive, 11th floor, Arlington, Virginia, between 7 and 10 p.m. For information, call Laura Berrigan, 703-229-3329. Daniel.
Thank you, Richard. Well, here's something fun for kids aged 8 to 13. It's called Survival Skills Navigating. Kids will learn hands-on traditional survival skills such as using compasses and maps to find their way through unfamiliar territory. They'll also learn how to use the land and the sun for direction. Registration is required and there is a cost of $7. The event will take place on Friday, that's October the 20th, from 4 to 5:15 p.m. That's at Long Branch Nature Center at Glen Carlin Park, 625 South Carlin Springs Road in Arlington, Virginia. For more information or to register, call this number at 703-228-6535. Richard.
Here's something that even the bigger kids and adults may enjoy. The Zombie Fun Run. It will be held on Saturday, October 21 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Bon Air Park, 850 North Lexington Street, Arlington, Virginia. Registration is $3 in advance or $5 on the race day. It is intended to be a spooky good time, and costumes are encouraged. For more information, call Emily Thrasher, 703-228-4773. You can also follow this link to register, https://parks.arlingtonva.us/zombie-run/. Daniel.
That's a lot of backslashes, right, Richard? That's a good website there.
Yeah.
But we have a graphic set, so that's great. Well, so if you're not in the mood for a race, you might consider attending the Fall Heritage Festival. Also on Saturday, October the 21st, you can step back into history with some old-time games and crafts. Make the Tom Husk doll, try on a Krunskin cap, or even work a cider press. You can write with a quill pen or churn butter as you enjoy old-time music. Registration is not required, so just drop in on any time between 1 to 5 p.m. It will take place at the Walker Log House at the Gulf Branch Nature Center and Park. That's located at 3608 Military Road in Arlington, Virginia. For more information, call 703-228-3403. And now we have a great report from my colleague here, Where Art Thou, and the party. Take it away.
It was the first annual celebration of the arts in Arlington. There was quite a list of guests and attendees. Some people came in costume as their favorite artists. Some people came as artists who specialized in self-portraits. There was quite a variety of costumes. Katie Crystal came dressed as Jay Fazette. The impersonation was uncanny. Paul LaValle appeared as himself. The impersonation was even more effective.
On the Arlington County Board and everyone in Arlington County government for all the support that you've given to Arlington independent media over the years.
There were several other speakers and several other presentations. There was a generous supply of food provided by such establishments as Cheese Teak, Uncle Julio's, Capnos Taverna, Sushi Zen, the Heavy Seas Ale House, Bistro 1521, the Lebanese Taverna, Palette 22, Bistro 360, and many others. There were also some live, on-stage tableaus. And of course, the evening wound up with a live band performance. It was quite a gathering, and it seemed that a good time was had by all.
Great report. Where Art Thou, and that party. It was such a great party, right, Richard?
Absolutely.
Now we are going on to our senior stories for tonight. Take it away, Richard.
First-time applicants for Medicare may find the whole business a bit bewildering, and even existing users might want a little help. Once a year, from October 15th through December 7th, Medicare holds an open enrollment period where you can make changes to your Part C or Part D benefit. Confused? Fear not, for a trained, certified Medicare counselor from the Virginia Insurance and Counseling Program will be available to help you with a one-on-one counseling session. It will take place on Friday, October 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center, 735 18th Street South, Arlington, Virginia. For information or to register, call Michelle Atkin at 703-228-5722. Don't be embarrassed to ask for help. Some of us don't even know about Parts A and Part B. Daniel.
Thank you, Richard. Well, if you're all squared away with Medicare, you may want to consider attending a different event called Mindfulness, the new science of happiness. You'll learn how to tune in to your body, reduce stress, and really live in the moment of your life. Gwendolyn, gerontologist and manager of senior health and Virginia Hospital Center, will discover potential lifestyle choices, movement, faith, and experiencing gratitude. These techniques are thought to help promote a happier, healthier life and successful aging. It will take place on Friday, that's October the 20th, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street in Arlington, Virginia. For more information, call Nicholas England. That's at 703-228-7369. Some of us just thought that successful aging meant not dying, but it seems there's always more to learn. Richard.
Also, on Friday, October 20th, there will be a presentation about a new technology that gives pet owners the ability to interact from anywhere with their pets. It's called Pet Chats, and it's a two-way video phone system. You can see your pet on screen, and your pet can see you. You can even remotely dispense a treat for your pet. The time is from 1 to 2 p.m., and the address is the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park, 2909 16th Street South, Arlington, Virginia. For more information, call Leanne Canute at 703-228-0955. It's interesting, and it makes you wonder, if some pets lower your blood pressure, does that also work remotely? Also, the Pet Chats demo shows a pet dog. Would it work with a pet snail? Still more to learn. Daniel.
Always more to learn, right, Richard? Well, if you can't believe your ears when you hear some of these stories, maybe it's time to attend, well, this next event. It's called the Hearing Aids 101, and it takes place on Monday, October the 23rd at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park. That's located at 2909 16th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. Bonnie O'Leary of the Northern Virginia Resource Center will present information about hearing aids from the consumer's perspective, as well as hearing evaluations, audiologists, hearing instrument specialists, and the types and styles of hearing aids. For more information, call Leanne Canute. That's at 703-228-0955. And now we go on to our next report from our own colleague, Miriam Gennari, and her guest, Mike Dieterich.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. We pride ourselves in the DC metro area for leadership, and recently we lost a leader who helped DC Public Schools go green to Texas. So he's back visiting us today, Mike Dieterich with Rise Industries. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
I know, right?
So you're sitting in the eye of the storm right now.
I am, Harvey, so to speak.
Yeah, well, it's
He
a
sat
good
there
place
for a
to be for somebody who knows how to build sustainable homes and offices.
That's true.
Tell me about what you're up to.
So last year, I started Rise Industries. And Rise is resilient, innovative, sustainable, efficient. And it's industries. It's not just one company, but it's the idea of it is a collaborative. It's about bringing all of those different components together so that we can rise.
And that's something that needs to happen right now in several communities around the country. So what is your model for building sustainability into these projects?
So I did a TED Talk last year on a zero energy water waste future. So as I was thinking through, and I've been advising people on energy efficiency and sustainable development with passive design, did a lot of that work with the DC public school system, and then also helped DC government bounce ideas back and forth with some of the policy creation.
They're in a leadership role today because of it.
Yes, I was a player in that big picture.
That's right.
But I asked myself when I was going to do the TED Talk, what are the things that we want to solve? And one of them is net zero energy. The other is zero water, and the other is zero waste. And some of those get nuanced for people. But with net zero energy, California has stated that their new residential construction after 2020 will be net zero energy buildings. And commercial buildings in 2030. The federal government has an executive order, federal buildings by 2030.
Even with us out of the Paris Accord, we're still going to move forward?
Well, maybe we should keep it on the hush-hush because
Okay.
if he finds that executive order.
Okay, so businesses like yourself are looking at ways not only to build big projects, but also to get projects started with the very first building on site.
That's correct. Absolutely.
Do you have some examples of buildings that you refer to?
So we went down there and took shipping containers. And one of the reasons I went to Houston is it's the largest port in the country. And we wanted to take those shipping containers, something that there's 13 million of them. 6 million of them are sitting in a port anywhere in the world right now. And repurposing them. And in doing that, I had to think through with the Living Building Challenge. We have the New Building Institute doing net zero energy certification. You have LEED, they have their well certification. You have neighborhoods. So what are all of these different components looking at? So I thought through the energy aspect of it, making an extremely airtight building.
Critical.
How do we keep that building's energy minimized?
So kind of tight envelope.
Absolutely, tight envelope, insulation. We put in an energy recovery ventilator, so it brings the fresh air in, and then we heat or cool that with the mini split.
I love how you've taken all these different industries and put them together, and you could probably just snap solar in if you want to, right?
Well, that's how we make it net zero.
That's right.
By reducing all of these components of energy, we then make it net zero. But we don't, we're in a tech economy, so why should we stop there? I can, from an app on the phone, control every plug load, every thermostat. I can set it so that if I'm driving and it notices that my phone is 5 miles from the building, that we can turn the building on into an occupied mode.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, now this is fantastic, but when you're talking about nature and the forces of nature and all the things that are being thrown at us, how do you build resiliency into a project so that you do all of these wonderful things, but it doesn't get shaken to the ground or blown into the sea?
Absolutely. So one of the reasons that I was using shipping containers, you use hurricane straps, and then they're rated to 120 mile an hour winds. If you have a concrete pier foundation and you weld them to metal plates in the foundation, it's not going to go anywhere. And there's other modular building technologies using insulation, ferrous cement technologies, and I think you even know about some styrofoam blocks.
Yes, absolutely. Wouldn't it be wonderful to create projects that didn't cause waste when there was so much destruction and damage? Now, what have you seen in Texas?
So in Texas there was flooding. It wasn't really wind related, but in the Caribbean they've been decimated. So when we're building back in Florida or Texas or the Caribbean or Mexico, we need to build back smartly. We're looking at how the environment impacts us and how we can modify the way that we're building things so that we don't have future loss of property and life.
Well, I think that there's a lot of people who want to speak to you right now and learn more about what you're doing before they rebuild, because they want to build better. So how do people get in touch with you, Mike?
So there's MikeDieterich.com, MikeDieterich.
You own your name.
I do, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And then rise.industries is also where the company is, and you can look at the building technology.
Excellent, excellent. And not only that, but if you really want to learn more about you, then you can just type it in with your TED Talk.
Exactly.
I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Come back every time you're in town and enlighten us, and certainly take back our love and support to everyone in Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
Wow, great report, Miriam. Always does a great job for us, the Sustainable Scoop, and we look forward to seeing your report next week. Well, it's Friday the 13th, guys. We're almost here. And so, is it good luck or bad luck for you? For me, I love Friday the 13th. How about you, Adele?
13's always been a good number for me.
So, good luck.
Yep, usually.
And how about you, Richard?
Always been good. I like spiting negative superstition with positive superstition.
So, I mean, overall, it should be a good Friday for us.
This little group likes the number. Yeah. Good.
And then let's go on to our some Halloween. So Pennywise, we think is going to be the #1 costume, right, Adele?
I don't know. Might be between these clowns that I keep hearing about.
I mean, I'm betting on clowns.
Yeah, that movie that just came out recently.
The problem is clowns go beyond being funny scary and become really scary.
Yeah.
I think they may be just too threatening.
They're creepy. I don't know when they... For me, they've always been creepy. That permanent grin is just too much for me.
Yeah, Pennywise.
And that white face. Ooh.
But Pennywise was pretty scary, and from the movie It, right?
I have not seen them yet.
And then also Wonder Woman and Justice League. Those are always super popular. Well, and then we can't forget that we have our Halloween special for coming up in 2 weeks. So thank you so much for watching the Arlington Weekly News for this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.